Got it. And if we escalate a bit more, China is different from America, from India, from other countries. Korea is also different from other countries. So different locations have different location-specific tradition. And these locations are the repository of different resources and knowledge. So in terms of labor forces, different countries have different levels of educated employees, potential employees. That's why many tech companies try to establish their companies in the Silicon Valley region, even with crazy rental cost and housing price. So expensive in the Silicon Valley, Palo Alto region that even Googlers live in a caravans or containers. You may ask it to Dr. Sunghoon, who lives in San Jose region, where Google and Apple and all these companies are located. Where I live, it's not so expensive like San Francisco. And different cultures or countries have different taboos and history, where you cannot sell, you cannot establish a pork restaurant in Islam countries, right? It's a funny example, but if we think about a bit more tech related industries, even if you have a great idea in fintech, so you calculate the right interest rate for different individuals by using the artificial intelligence or machine learning. So you charge just 1% interest rate to me, and 5% to Praveen, 10% to Sunghoon based on your algorithm. You cannot use this idea. Maybe you may not be able to use this idea in Saudi Arabia or in I don't know, other Muslim countries where charging interest on financial loans is illegitimate by their Holy Bible, Quran, right? So these different countries in different locations have different taboos and history. Then how come these things can affect entrepreneurial activities, different entrepreneurial activities? Let me introduce a case of beer. Okay, now we turn to somehow interesting entrepreneurial activity that is happening that happened in the US, and then that is also happening in South Korea. Aaron, do you have any question?
Yeah, Professor, do you know that the case from, for example, McDonald's, talking about location, specifically in the case of Bolivia, they launched some places there, but after 2 years, something like this, no more. So it means that in Bolivia also, the location, we can say the society don't feel so satisfied with those franchises. It may be relative with the location, something like this.
What was the main reason for their failure in Bolivia? It was
Well, because I'm from Latin America, so in all countries we share similar, for example, relative gastronomy. Probably in
mhm.
Bolivia, the gastronomy is very strong, and they consider most important that point regarding, for example, food from international company. Maybe I think so is one of the main reasons.
Yeah, that's related to that. The strong gastronomy may have an impact. Uh, even for the large scale franchise restaurants like McDonald's from America, those companies are kind of, penetrating into many parts of the world. And McDonald's was successful. They are not now very successful in South Korea, but they were successful in Korea. But Taco Bell, which is another, taco is a Mexican food, but it's a Tex-Mex food, so it's basically Americanized Mexican food. Entered Korea like 20 years ago, but they failed. So even the similar business models can succeed or fail in the same region for different reasons. So thank you for your comment on that. Yeah, let me answer your question, Kibum, later after having this discussion first.